Hey guys, I'm looking at John chapter 10 today, and it talks about the contrast of the good shepherd and of the thief. In Christian circles, we're looking at Jesus speaking to his early disciples and bringing delineation between the small g God of this world and the big G Father in heaven that Jesus came to represent. He came to represent, he said, I only do what I see my Father doing. And he also came to destroy the works of the devil, 1 John 3:8. And in John chapter 10, verse 10, powerful verse, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. The devil is a hater. He's a diminishing being. He's the father of lies, whereas our God is the father of lights. He cannot lie. He only tells the truth. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Truth is so critical, and there's so much deception from the deceiver. He is, as a father of lies, he's developed a skill at manipulation, contriving, warping. He, this is scary, appears as an angel of light. The whole, cloven feet, pitchfork tail, horns thing, red suit is a diversion. The Old Testament describes him as the anointed cherub who led worship, who before he fell was perfected in wisdom. No longer. His wisdom got warped. And in James, it talks about there's a wisdom that comes from above. It's pure, peaceable, and full of good fruit. But the wisdom from below is earthly, sensual, and demonic. Contrast. The devil wants to blur contrast. He wants black and white to become gray and keep us in a gray zone. But Jesus really said, look, I've come to give you abundant life. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Get that, and he says, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. Well, earlier it says, he says, my sheep know my voice because they do not know the voice of strangers. That's huge. A lot of the prophets of the Hebrew ancient Israel period would routinely start their prophetic messages with, thus says the Lord. So as opposed to the dumb idols that don't speak, don't have eyes, don't touch, we have a talking God. He speaks to us. He spoke to Abraham. He spoke to Moses. In fact, face to face as a man speaks to a friend. Daniel is an interesting character because he was a part of the deportation that Babylon imposed on Israel for 70 years. He and his friends Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. You read the book of Daniel, his friends got delivered from a fiery furnace. In chapter 6, Daniel got delivered from the lion's den. And we have a God who delivers and a God who speaks. And something Daniel said, and I'm tying all this together about God's voice, said, my sheep know my voice. That's one of the dividends of the new birth. He opens up the blind eyes and he opens up the deaf ears where we can actually discern. He says in chapter 12, verse 4 of Daniel, but as for you, Daniel, conceal these words and seal up the book until the end time. Many will go back and forth and knowledge will increase. I've heard ministers theorize that going back and forth would be modern transportation. At the time of this prophecy, it was camels and donkeys and foot traffic and maybe carts and chariots and horses. But it's advanced to bullet trains and now supersonic jets and cars, who knows? But it does say in the end times, knowledge will increase. And I think that's evident in science and the Industrial Revolution and in chemistry, in mechanics, electronics. but also revelation to and for the believer. And today I just want to pray that a spirit of wisdom and revelation will come on you, that you'll discern probably better than ever in your life the Master's voice and differentiate between that and all other impulses. We've got to have meaningful awareness of the devil's devices so that we don't succumb to the trickery of his seduction. I pray that you get encouraged and remember Romans 8:14. Those who are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. My kids know my voice. I've talked to them since they were out of the womb. Even when they were in the womb, I would talk to them. God knows how to speak to you and deliver you from evil. God bless you.